Hi there, I'm Robert and you're watching Suburban Preppers. Now this is a bonus edition of our £30 prepping challenge where we prep for the equivalent of £1 per day over the course of a month, giving us £30 to buy items that will go into our store cupboards or pantry. And like I say, this is a bonus edition. This one is concentrating on the recent news headlines across Europe and over the last few days into the UK as well, where households are encouraged to have a stock of food and water on hand to last them a minimum of 72 hours, 3 days, whichever you want to call it. So when myself and Laura wrote the shopping list for this challenge, we've done things a little bit differently. Usually we just buy items that our household eats, and then we put those items into our store cupboards and our pantry without too much thought as to the meals that we're going to make with them. We know we eat the items that we buy and we know the meals that we make with the items, so we just kind of buy them and put them to one side. With this shop though, we've tried to concentrate on specific meals that would cover our family of 3 for the 72-hour period. So with that in mind, we've bought items for breakfast, lunch and dinner, or tea, whatever you call it in your area. And then also snacks and water as well for drinking and personal hygiene, washing up. Now, I know in our other videos we've mentioned our daughter and our grandson, so that would give us 5 people. We've concentrated purely on the household here. That is myself, that is Laura, and that is our son. It's not to say that we wouldn't provide for our daughter and our grandson. It's just the fact that they don't live with us, they don't live in our house, and the challenge is for the household rather than the extended family. You know, if you want to cover your extended family, you've got parents, grannies, uncles, aunties, cousins, you know, how far do you want to go? So with that in mind, like I say, we're just concentrating on the household, the 3 of us. Also, for our shopping list, we've budgeted within the £30 on here. Obviously, I've wrote the total on the bottom. For buying water enough to last the 3 days. So we didn't do that in this video. Although we've budgeted for it in the £30 total, I didn't actually buy it. I've only bought 1 bottle. And that is because we already have plenty of water stored. At least plenty of water, in my opinion. And as well as the water that we have stored, we also have options of procuring water and making it safe to drink. But just to show you some of the examples of the water stored, I've got some just down here. So we've got 2-litre bottles. We've got more of the 5-litre bottles. Obviously there's one just here. And also we store water in 10-litre and also in 20-litre jerry cans. The water in the jerry cans is just regular tap water. Obviously it's chlorinated here in the UK. We just make sure that the jerry cans, when we first buy them, we give them a good rinse out. We obviously fill them with tap water, and then we make sure that we change the water within them every 6 months to make sure that we've got a decent enough supply that is ready to drink if we need it. So with all of that out of the way, let's get on with the actual shop. Now this shop, our items, they were all purchased at Aldi, supermarket here in the UK. I know they have them across Europe, and I believe in America as well there is some Aldi stores. I'm not sure about anywhere else in the world. But like I say, all of these items today, they were bought in Aldi in the UK. So we'll start with the biggest item just here, a bottle of water. Like I say, we only bought 1 bottle of water, but on our 72-hour prepper shopping list, we actually budgeted for 9 bottles of water. That would be 1 bottle per person per day, 5 litres of water. That is for drinking, that is for prepping food, and also for personal hygiene, washing, brushing teeth, washing up, etc. So these bottles of water, they are £1.25 each, and I'm just checking on our shopping list. If we were to have bought the 9 bottles that we budgeted for, that would have cost us £11.25p. That would have been 1/3 of our spending gone straight away. Like I say, I only didn't buy them because we don't need them. I'm not just going to waste the money. So moving on from the water, we have breakfast. So breakfast for the 3 days is the same every single day. We have a bag of porridge oats just here. This is a 1 kilo bag of porridge oats. And that cost us 99p. The porridge oats would just be made up with water. I know some people might be screwing their faces up right about now and go, ugh, with water, that's disgusting. I eat it every day. Every morning I have it for breakfast and it's absolutely fine. I just have it with water, no sugars, no sweeteners, nothing like that. Just porridge with water and it's fine. So myself personally, I make it up ready to cook on the hob. I make it the night before and I soak it at a ratio of 1:1. I have 50 grams of porridge oats and I put 50 milliliters of water in with the porridge, and I leave it on the bench to soak up overnight. And then in the morning before I go to work, I add another 50 milliliters of water and I just cook it on the hob over a gentle heat. Now, Laura and my son, I'm not sure if they would just eat plain watery porridge on its own, so I also bought a jar of strawberry jam. This was 45p, and literally once the porridge is cooked, just add a teaspoon or two of the jam into it, stir it in, and that'll just give it a little bit of sweetness and a little bit of strawberry flavour. So like I say, the breakfast for every day of the 3 days that you're prepping for would be porridge with jam made with water. On to lunch. So the lunch again is the same every day. We have got 2 bags of the penne pasta. And they were 41p per bag. So they are 500 gram bags, so that gives us 1 kilo of pasta in total. That would give us 333 grams of pasta per day. Obviously boil the pasta up, and then on top of the pasta we would pour in some pasta sauce. This was 49p. We've got 3 jars of the pasta sauce. So we've got pasta and tomato pasta sauce for lunch every day. So for our evening meal, we call it tea, but you may call it dinner, whatever you refer to it. It is what it is, you know. It's the evening meal. So rather than having the same thing every day for the 3 days, you know, just to stop it being boring, basically. You know, you're having porridge for breakfast every day, you're having pasta for lunch every day. We thought we'd try and mix it up a little bit in the evenings. Obviously, we've got a limited budget, so we can't mix it up too much, but... So for evening meal number 1, we are going to have a vegetarian spaghetti bolognese. So for the spaghetti bolognese, we have got a jar of bolognese sauce. Now it's all cook on the hob, nothing has to go in the oven or anything. So 69p for some bolognese sauce. At the front here, we've got a tin of green lentils in water. So they are 49p. 1 small tin of garden peas, 45p. 1 small tin of sliced carrots, 49p. They are both in water as well. And at the front, we have some spaghetti, which was 28p for the pack. So that's the vegetarian pasta bolognese. What we will do, just to try and preserve the water as much as possible, obviously the peas and the carrots and also the lentils are in water. We'll warm them through first, let the water warm the vegetables up first, and then we'll drain the water off before we add in the bolognese sauce. So the water that we drain off, we will use that towards the spaghetti to cook the spaghetti, so then we need less of our actual water just to cook the spaghetti. Obviously, once you've warmed the vegetables up and you've got it in the pasta sauce, you know, you just have that on a low heat and it just keeps it warm. The pasta sauce will keep the vegetables warm. So evening meal number 1 is a vegetarian spaghetti bolognese. So evening meal number 2 is a chickpea curry with rice. Again, this is something that we eat on a regular basis. I know people might be going, oh, chickpea vegetarian curry after vegetarian spaghetti bolognese. You know, we eat it. It's perfect for our family. It might not be any good for you, but for us, it's fine. So while we normally make it up with the dried curry sauce powder, for this shop, we've got the jar of the curry sauce. It is already made up. 49p for this jar. Obviously, to make the curry up, we've got 2 tins of chickpeas in water. They were 49p each. And obviously, we've got the 2 tins of peas and carrots. Like I say, 1 tin was for the spaghetti bolognese. 1 tin is for the chickpea curry. Same as with the pasta bolognese, we'll boil the vegetables in the water that they come in the cans first. And then we'll drain the water off before pouring the sauce over. And we'll keep that on a low heat. And then to add to the curry, we've got this just here. This is boil in the bag rice. So this here, there is 4 sachets in here. Serves 8 people. Each bag is 2 portions. So we'll only actually need 2 of the bags of these. There'll be 2 of those spare. So when we drain the water off from the vegetables, obviously we'll put that into the pan and we'll boil the rice in the bag, as well as obviously adding some of the stored water. Again, it's just to try and save using this. It basically is saving the water as much as possible. So evening meal number 3. Plain and simple, beans and hot dogs. Or in this case, beans and sausages. So we've got 1, 2, 3 tins of beans and hot dogs. It's a meal in a tin, but to add to that, you're going to have some rice left. You're probably going to have some spaghetti left down at the front. So, you know, if you want, you can fill it with either rice or spaghetti just to make it a more substantial meal. I forgot to say, the beans and hot dogs, they were 57p per can. And now finally, moving on to the snacks. You know, if you're being told to shelter in place, you've got your 3 meals. If you're anything like us, you're going to want a little snack every now and again, you know, just to pass the time if you're bored, you know, if you've got a cuppa, or even if you're just peckish, but it's not quite ready for the mealtime or whatever. So we've got some snack items just in front of us as well. So the first snack item we've got is some tortilla chips. They are the cool flavour, and another bag. They are the chili flavour, and they were 89p per bag. They are the large share bags, so we obviously share 1 bag between us, you know, so 89p per bag for the snacks. In addition to the tortilla chips, we also got some salt and vinegar flavoured rice cakes. I absolutely love these. They were 85p. Does it tell you how many is in them? It doesn't. There's around about 20 or so in there, give or take, you know. But what I usually do with these, I'll have kind of 2 or 3 at a time. To me, it's the equivalent of a bag of crisps. So the next snack items we've got are some chocolate bars. We've got some Racer bars, and we've got some Titan bars. They are the Aldi equivalent of Snickers bars and Mars bars. So there is six bars in each pack. So that is 2 bars for each person, if you want them. Now, I know Laura's not really a big fan of chocolate bars. She'll have one occasionally, but if I'm honest, those bars, they'll probably just be for me and my son. And I believe the last item that we have are just on the front. There's 2 packets of them. They are fruit shortcake biscuits. They are 49p each. Plenty of biscuits in the pack. You know, probably way more than you would need for the 72 hours, if I'm totally honest. But they were there, they fitted into the budget, so we got 2 packs. Just to interrupt the video at this point, I forgot to mention the 2 tins of rice pudding, which cost 29p each. So just going back to the list, that is all the items that we got for to make up the meals, snacks and water. So you're probably wondering, did we come in under budget? Yes, we did. I don't think we've gone over budget on one of these £30 shops yet, but we're getting close sometimes, you know, it's touch and go. We've got to change a few items out when we're doing our shopping list, you know, just to try and get it under the budget. So in total, the items that you see in front of us with only one bottle of water, that came to £19.26. Now, if you remember, I told you that we'd budgeted for 9 of these bottles of water, the 5-litre bottles. So had we bought 9 bottles of water, that would have been 1 bottle of water per person per day. The total amount would have been £29.26. So like I say, we did manage to come in under budget. Now some of these items, the cans, they've got the ring pulls on them, so obviously you just pull them off and they open up. But some of the other items, they are the sealed cans where you need your can openers. So for those who know how to use can openers, champion, great, perfect. If you're unsure, I have actually made a video on how to use can openers, so I will put that just up here. And also, if you want to watch the other videos in the £30 prepping series, I'll put that video just down here. And with that, I'll say thanks for watching and bye for now.